Hello, it's Barbara. Welcome back to another episode of December Daily Collaging. We are on December 14th, so it's time for some more collaging inspiration. But as always, we're going to start with opening my calendar because I need some sweets. It is the 14th. Another bag of gummy bears. These look like the most classical ones. Yeah, so these are the regular ones, no special edition or anything, but that is totally fine. I already thought about a prompt that I want to work on today, and this is number 9. Add fabric or lace. As always, I'm going to circle this, put today's date, December 14. And as always, you can find this prompt list and the playlist of all my December dailies down below in the description box. I'll start by clamping this down. Oh, by the way, let me show you the bulk. So we are a little over half. So we know this is going to be a little bit of a gator mouth. I'm guessing it'll be something like this. But that's okay. We can always close it with something to keep it shut. But I'm kind of enjoying that this is bulking up a bit. I don't like it in every journal, but for some journals I think it's very cute. I have no idea where my second clip is. Oh, here it is. It's right in front of my nose. As always, I'm starting off by picking a focal element, and this time I decided to go with one of my own elements. So these are some Christmas journaling cards that are from my shop that I will link for you below. And since I enjoyed creating these because I really like the images, I also want to include at least one of them in my current Christmas journal, or December daily journal, I should say. And I think I'm going to take this one here. I think she's so cute. And I printed these at 80% because I think the 100% would be kind of big on our page unless I would tear her out. But I think I want to use more or less the full image. So I want to start off by cutting her out. I'm trying to decide if I should cut her out with one of these kid scissors. I don't use these enough. I have these and I just wonder if I would want to try that. I don't want to use these. I don't think I want to use these either. So it's down to one of these two. So this has more of a torn edge look, and this has, of course, the zigzag look. I'm thinking since we're going to deal with fabric and maybe lace, I'll go with this one because I think that goes better with the theme. So I'm going to cut around this. Always making sure to line up the stitches when I cut, because I want nice edges. Okay, so now we have this edge, which is very cute. Since I think I'm going to be adding fabric on the background, I do want this to have a little more body than a flimsy copy paper image. So I do want to back this with some cardstock, or actually, why don't I back it with some book page? So these are the book pages from this book, and I think it makes total sense to do that. And what I should have done actually is first glued it on and then cut around it. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Since I didn't do that, I think I will just make the square to put it on just the tiniest bit smaller, because there's no way I'm going to be able to get the same cut again, or it would just be really tedious. I'm going to mark the size of my rectangle here so that I know I need to go a little bit inside of those lines. And I think I'll just connect them because I am horrible trying to do anything straight. I'm guessing this still won't come out very straight, but Let's see what happens. Now I'll just cut a little bit inside of this line, like maybe a 1/16 of an inch inside. Because I don't want this paper looking out from behind of the image. But I do want it to provide stability. How did we do? Not bad at all. I'm going to just put a little bit of glue in the middle to kind of hold it in place. Just use my glue stick for this. And I'm going to sew around this with my sewing machine. If you don't have a sewing machine, or if you're not comfortable using the one you have, because I think they can be quite intimidating and I am no good at it if I would have to sew like real things, you know. I can get by sewing on scraps of paper, but that's pretty much it. I'm going to use a straight stitch and sew right along the edge here. And I think I have black thread in my machine, so I'm gonna stick with that. Actually, as I was saying, if you don't have a sewing machine or don't want to use one, just take a black fine liner and, or it doesn't have to be black, whatever color you want to use, and just make some faux stitching. That would be really cute as well, but I like the extra texture, so I'm gonna just sew this and be right back. So this is what it looks like from the front and from the back. And now this has a good stability to add onto fabric. I'm not going to do anything to the background. I want this to be more of an easygoing page again after the last one, which was a little more effort. And I want to start layering things. I went through my fabric scraps and I picked out some fabrics that have white and some of them have green. Some of them even look very Christmassy, not a lot of them. Colors that would go with what is on my image, which is red, white, and green. That way I know things are gonna work out to follow a nice color palette and the page in the end will look harmonious. I also picked out a few of these Christmas papers from the vintage subscription, your subscription. I can never say the name right. Your Creative Studio subscription box. This was a few months ago. I'm not sure which box it was. Maybe September. Something in that range. Anyway, I thought maybe I will add some in between, but I'm extremely unsure of that. So don't know really yet. So how do I go about doing this? Good question. Okay, this one I think I'll take out because it is too purple. I guess I want to just start with something and start layering. Okay, here's some pinks. I don't know if I will actually use those. This has blue. Let's put those aside for now. I'm totally procrastinating because I don't know how to start this. Maybe I should just start by cutting some pieces. This one has pink. I'll start with this one, although this doesn't have like the perfect color, but I kind of like this one. So I'll just cut a piece of this. And of course, I'm going to work only with rectangular shapes, as I usually do. And I want all my edges to have this zigzag. I momentarily forgot what that's called. I know these are called pinking shears, but I don't know what this edge is called. I'm sure it has some kind of a name. So I'm just gonna start by layering things somehow. Don't really have a strong rhyme or reason of how I'm doing this. I also don't know if this kind of red is gonna match with this kind of red. I really don't know what I'm doing. This one, of course, is fun because it's kind of the same as what she has in her dress. So that also might mean it might just be too much. This one, I guess, would be more fun to not have that zigzag edge, but to actually have just a ripped edge. So I'm gonna repeat myself from other collages here. If you stick to the colors that are in your focal point, you cannot go wrong. Guaranteed. And I guess stronger colors, I'm putting them so I see less of them, and lighter colors, I'm letting them show a little more. Let's see if I keep this for the whole collage. Could be that I'm gonna totally contradict myself. These spots, where do we put them? Do we put them at all? Just want a little bit of this peeking out. Maybe like that. This one is really cute. Most of these fabrics I inherited from my mom, so they are precious to me. This, I think, was a curtain we had somewhere in our house, or apartment, I should say. So all the more reason to include it in my journal. Maybe it was a tablecloth. Actually, I think this was a tablecloth. Okay, should we add some greens maybe? Don't think I'll use anything with the blue. This we already have. So how about some greens? So I have this one and this one. This one is, of course, very sweet and Christmassy. My mom used to sew a lot. She used to sew clothes and all kinds of things for the household. Unfortunately, I was never interested in sewing, so I didn't learn from her, which is really a bummer. But I don't think even to this day that I would have the patience to sew things that are actually made out of fabric to use like in real life as opposed to using them in a journal. I don't know what it is, but as long as you combine it with paper, I'm good to go. But just fabric is just, I don't know what it is. Can anyone here relate? That definitely needs a balance down here. I'm wondering if I could use this one or whether I should use the same one. I know the same one will definitely look nice, because that will be a really nice balance like this. So that would work, I think. Maybe a little smaller piece. Question is, would this one work as well? Let's give this a try. Oh, there's a smaller piece. Maybe this one I will tear. Yes, I think that works as well. Okay, I do want to leave some of the script to show through. I do like this composition. It's very Christmassy. I feel like it needs something up here in this corner, some accent of something. I think that accent needs to be red. I have this red flower. I'm wondering if I put this here and maybe put a white pearl button on it. I would probably sew that on. So that's an accent which is kind of unusual because it's not your typical Christmas accent, but I think it's really cute. So this is definitely an option I could go with. And then the other thing is, these here I'd actually dismissed for the collaging because they are just super thick and I didn't want to bulk up my book so much. But, and there's actually also these ones with the red background. And they're both just super thick. So I'm thinking if I could take this off. Yeah. So now I just have this wood piece, which is a lot more flat. I could put this here. Of course, this looks a lot more Christmassy. I do like that a lot. Let's try the other one. I don't think this one worked as well because I just think it has too much white. Also cute. Okay, this is now difficult. Something green I think would also work, but I don't think I have anything green because green is just not really my color. This is a difficult choice now. This is so cute because it's just not typical Christmas. So I'm really torn now because I really like this. I also really like this one. This is fantastic. And so is this. But okay, this one I can let go of. This one I love. Love, love, love. I might just have to do the traditional thing. Boring. But what can I do? I really love it. Yeah, I'll maybe use this on something else, but for this I think it really needs to be this one. Okay, I'm gonna glue everything down, and then I might have to add one or two other things, but this is basically super, this is going to be a super easy page, quick to do, kind of like we had with the bear before. I'm just trying to decide what glue to use for this. I don't really want to use the 3-in-1 glue because it's just messy. I am almost inclined to use my glue stick, which is probably the weirdest thing to use for fabric. But I want something that doesn't seep through. I would definitely use it just for gluing fabric on paper, but not necessarily fabric on fabric. Glue dilemmas. I could of course also stitch them together, but I'm not gonna do that either. Maybe I just use my tacky glue and be done with it. I can definitely spread it with my fingers to make it less clumpy or seepy or whatever, which I don't want to do with 3-in-1 glue because that thing is so hard to get off your fingers. Actually, I don't need to spread it because what is coming out here is so little that I don't need to spread it. And it's not enough to seep through. So I guess that's my my solution. I'm not moving these. I'm just kind of, again, using my glue down method. What am I talking about? My glue down method. My glue top down method. I'm not making any sense. I think there should be a whole course about how to glue what, specifically for junk journals. Actually, I think there's a video by Nick the Booksmith. I think she has one dedicated especially to what glue she uses for what. I should probably watch that. That might help me. But the thing is also that she has glue that I don't have. I should probably just check her video. Like, I know she uses PVA glue sometimes. I don't even know what that is here in German, in the German-speaking world. I have never seen anything like that, and I wouldn't even know where to get it. And I don't want to buy it from the States because that's just crazy. Okay, I believe everything is attached to everything else, more or less. Maybe I should do it here. Actually, the tacky glue isn't so bad. As long as you have it in a bottle where not a whole lot comes out. I think that is key to not having it blob. Okay, so now I can put it on all the pieces on the back. This is gonna be not so easy with this tiny nib. This is really not what it's made for. Let's turn it around. Now we can add her. Now her I can actually add with the 3-in-1 glue. don't have to worry about the glue seeping through the paper. That's why I'm happy to use it on that piece. I didn't even ink her up. I guess that's okay. And I'm going to also use the 3-in-1 glue to glue down this star. One of the few things I bought this year for my December daily journal is this cute pom-pom trim. I think it's so adorable. I found this at Hema, which is a Dutch store. And I've been trying to find a way to add it to one of my pages, and somehow it just felt like it has never worked out. So again, I'm trying on this one. This, I don't know, I think is a bit much. Then I thought, how cute would it be to have it hanging over the edge of the page, because you know we wanted to have more things hanging out, and I've been kind of neglecting that. I want more hanging out. Putting it on the whole page also kind of seems like too much. So I'm wondering if I cut off a piece and kind of use it like a tab. How would that look? Maybe in the middle. Something like that. I think that I could go with. I think that would look really cute peeking out, and it doesn't really disturb my composition, I have the feeling. So let's do that. I'm gonna use my 3-in-1 glue for this. Making sure it doesn't close my pocket here with the glue seepage. Okay, what does that look like when it's closed? Yes, I think that is cute. Definitely need more things hanging out. So it could be that after I've done all the pages, I might have to add some more tabs somewhere, and I definitely need to add some charms on the spine at some point. But let's continue with this page. What else can we do? I also found these ribbons in my box, so I'm wondering if I could add maybe one of these two to add a sentiment that way. I mean, it's not the 24th yet, but who says that I can't add Merry Christmas earlier? Because it's really cute. Oh, I like that. Yes, 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 yes. In comparison, I do want to check this one so that I can complain about not being able to make a choice. So, Merry Christmas. Ooh, that's also not bad. But I think I like this one better. Yes, I definitely like this one better because it's just darker. Because this one's kind of see-through. And it's just a bit too wide. Yeah, this is too wide for me. So, not at all a problem to make a decision for once. Again, I'm going to use my 3-in-1 glue for this because it's thick enough to again not seep through the fabric. So where exactly do I want to put this actually? Of course it's going to go on the bottom right, obviously. But where? I feel like there is a lot going on this page. And I use traditional Christmas colors. Look at that. I wouldn't have thought that I would do that, but I guess the season is getting to me after all. We need a date. Do we need anything else? I think adding lace is just gonna be totally overboard. Yeah, that's just gonna be too much. I think the composition is good. Why did I cover her foot? That wasn't good. Just move it a little bit down. You can see part of her foot now at least. Okay, let's add a date. How do we add a date? I think I'm going to add the date using my date stamp from the October Your Creative Studio box, which I love so much with this wooden stand. It is super cute. And I'm going to stamp it in red with my Memento Ladybug ink. I will ink I will link these for you in the description box, an assortment of these. I love using these. They're small, they're not so expensive, they last a long time. As you know, I always use my espresso truffle. I will need a new one because this is kind of getting dry. I don't know if they have re-inkers actually. Where do we put the date? I'm just gonna be boring and put it right down here. I'm gonna put my block under it so that I can get a better stamp. I will first stamp it on a scrap because I don't trust myself. See, I told you. Okay, hopefully this will work. Okay, worst case, if I mess this up, I can always cover it by using the same book page so that I have the same color of the page, stamp it there and glue it over. So not a problem at all. Yeah, it will do. Not the greatest stamp, but it's okay. I do like it in red a lot, I must say. So this was fun and quick. I really enjoyed doing this page. So use your fabrics, use your lace, use your ribbons, see what other embellishments you might have. Find a nice focal point. If you can't find one, you can find one in my shop. But I'm sure you have plenty already. So thank you as always for spending some time with me. Always love your comments and hope you stay safe and hope to see you back here tomorrow. Love you guys.
Mwah, mwah.